Okay, so welcome everybody to the second day of our 4 courses presentation. Today, there's going to be the strawberry craft script presentation, the first one of the day, then the perfume making course, and then the culinary arts, the Culinary Academy course. Okay, just a bit of an overview on who we are, what's Schola. So we're a school, as you probably already know, but we're already also an educational and creative ecosystem that's dedicated to modern and contemporary craftsmanship. It's rooted in Florence, and that's definitely part of who we are, because we're based in the Santo Spirito area, which is a neighborhood that's been linked to craftsmanship. That's full of workshops, ateliers, artisans. So we feel like that also shaped who we are, and that's why we decided to start Schola here in Florence, in Santo Spirito. Our teaching method is learning through making. That means that we think that knowledge and creativity emerge from the empirical dialogue of hands and material. So we think that if you train your hand, you're able to reach a different type of creativity, to reach a different type of creative process. So we think that it's just a different type of making. It's a part of making where your hand is like the main focus, where you really get to know how to do stuff. And once you know the material, once you know the matter you're working with, it really opens plenty of possibilities. Also, pushing the material to the limits. That's also a huge plus, because you can really go where maybe you thought you couldn't even go. But learning how to interact with the matter really helps you in that sense. So our courses are intensive, so it's 5 days a week, Monday to Friday, morning till late afternoon. So our classes are quite intense, I'd say, and we really value multidisciplinarity. So that means that we host many courses, many disciplines, and as we like to tell, I don't know if some of you maybe already had a chance to have a chat with us, but our classes don't have any walls, so you're able to interact with your colleagues, with your classmates, even if they're not attending the same course as you. But you'll really get to steal a bit of their knowledge, a bit of their expertise, and you can bring it home with you, and then maybe try to merge different disciplines, because we think that regardless of the expressive medium that you choose, you really get to say what you want. You really get to express your values and your aesthetics and anything you want to say. If you put yourself in a mindset where you really get to make stuff regardless of the outcome, regardless of the fear of failing. And we think that interacting with different matters, with different disciplines, helps you with that. And we believe in tradition and innovation, so we think that both are important. So what we're trying to do here is building a new generation of makers that are modern, visionary, and yet transforming memory into future. So that means that you're not letting the past behind. It's you're taking a lot. You're learning a lot from the past, all the expertise, everything you can learn from the tradition, and then you can take all of those skills, everything you acquired, all the knowledge you acquired, and turn it into your own personal view, your own personal creative process and creative idea, whatever that means. No limits. So we wanted to show you a bit around Schola. So you won't see all of our classrooms, because for example, the kitchen is not here. It's not in the video, because it's not in the same building. It's like 1 minute away from where this video has been shot. But at least you get to have a feeling of how it feels to really study here, to be here from the morning till the late afternoon. And you can really get to see how the different disciplines and courses interact with each other. So here Here we go. This is Alessandro, Alessandro Colombo, the founder of Schola. So he's going to guide us through the school.
Ciao, how are you? Welcome. Please come in. Welcome to Schola, and you can see this beautiful place, which is based in Oltrarno. We're in Florence, obviously, Italy, and this part is called Oltrarno, over the Arno River, which is the area where all the craftsmen and artisans are based and work in Florence. I show you around the school, so you can have a look. Here you can see this area, which is the leather in collaboration with Scuola del Cuoio. Here we have obviously the bag making course, which is a course that is based on an improving. Weekly improving, basically. So it's a complexity that goes from the beginning where you do a car holder until now where you start to do something that is more complicated, which has metal, which has bendings and stuff. I don't know how to call it, but I mean this is a bag that is actually being made by a student. I think even this one, but we cannot show very much when the project is going to be finished. And the 20 weeks program is going to be finished. Here you can see another one. You can see the final results. Every student works in his own way. Someone brings his own leather, someone brings his own metal, someone brings his own stuff. Everyone is different, and here is reflected. Every student is going in his own direction. Obviously, the teachers, the maestros are driving them, are helping them, are fixing the mistakes as well. Mistakes are an important part of our teaching method because it's about repeating something, about making sure that your end learn some gestures, some movements, and then fixing mistakes before it's too late. So basically that's it. So come along, come with me. We go out for a second. Here we have our little library for our alchemy course, alchemy that goes towards cosmetic and go towards perfume. Obviously, here we have some of just 1% of the things that we're developing, and obviously you probably cannot smell how nice is this essential oil that we have made by sage, sandal, and that's where we deal with plants and we transform nature into something diverse, different, and again, cosmetic, perfume, we distill as well. Here you can see some of the projects that we've been doing. This is a nice resume of different courses. So we have fashion making. We have a new textile that we made in Jacquard with the digital design made by one of our students. We have a bag, lovely, with the inside of the same materials. We have these shoes, this sabot, as well with the brand Schola, and this is a project that we made there. I don't know if you can see, maybe you can join me quickly. You can see two projects again made by different area of Schola. So you can see a beautiful collar made of ceramic and another one, and then some dresses made. This is the use of the red color is because we collaborate with the Athenians Association that deals with women that have suffered violence. So just a resume of our alchemy project, our project with these students together. We're plenty of things, and again, this is a place where creativity meet the need of using your hand, which I think is something that we're forgetting, and the kind of this society is carrying us away from what was the beginning of the human being, the use of the hands, and that's where we want to come back to that. We're gonna go up now, okay? Follow me, follow me, follow me. Here we go. So we're gonna go to the first floor of Schola, and here we're gonna find our two departments. One is pottery, ceramic, and porcelain, and the other one is shoemaking as well. So just carefully, step by step, and we're going to our first floor. The first thing you can see on the right side, it's our lovely oven as well, which is resting at the moment, is working pretty hard, especially in these days. Here we have a nice Nice vase, and here we go. And we have as well Lapro, Maestro. Lapro is experiment a lot with glaze. What's that you
This
just
is the
did?
glaze that we are trying to manipulate.
All right.
So from a black glossy, we want
Yeah.
a black matte
All right.
satin surface.
Yeah, very good. And thanks so much. And I don't know, here there's some of the projects that the students are developing as well. And a very funny one, there's a pomegranate made by one of the students last year. And yeah, what's this I was watching yesterday? Super heavy and was
This is wind-thrown vase with a texture applied on without glaze, but
right.
just with a very strange and nice clay
Mhm.
that is treated on the wheel with sodium silicate and a special technique to make these nice effects.
Yeah, lovely. Yeah, that's another project made by one of the students.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And
Very good students from 2 years ago. Maya.
okay. Good.
Low fire clay with keys.
Lovely. Good. Thanks, Lapo. And we'll keep going with the tour. And what about having a look at the shoemaking department? It's empty and quiet at the moment because it's the new course will start in September. But you can have a look on what's the daily work at the bespoke shoemaking course, which is in collaboration with Stefano Bemmer. It's one of the most important shoemaking brands, custom shoemaking brands in the world, which is based in Florence. So the teachers are professors and maestros, are professionals and maestros from Stefano Bemmer. You can see here all the tools that basically are needed to work on your desk. You see the difference, no? The desk, the leather making desk are very high, so you work standing, while these are very low, so you can use more the force of your arms and your on your hands, basically. And here you can see some samples that obviously we use in different bits that we use to show the students how to approach, how to do this, how to do that. It's very interesting. Here we have the process from the cork applied to the bottom of the shoe, all the steps, until we have good wooden sole. We are, that's the essence of our approach. I mean, we teach classical music, we teach Mozart, but we are more than happy and we expect the students to go towards techno music, electronic music, and metal music and stuff like that and so on. And you can see, we can see a lot of students that come here, you know, learn the basics, technique, learn how it probably has to be done, but then they go totally nuts and they develop their own projects, which are totally different from this classical approach. But you need this classical approach to be a good shoemaker. This is the wooden shape that has to be carved and make sure that you reflect the shape of the feet, so then you can produce your own shoes. You can see the leathers, the materials, and the shapes, and everything you need to make the pair of shoes. Obviously, there's a big difference between leather making, which throughout the long course you can do like 12 to 15 pieces. Probably with shoemaking, you can do 2-3 shoes if you're very good, but the process is different and you need more time. But they're both very exciting programs. So here is the other two departments of Schola. As we were saying before with Lapo, we do have a kitchen as well, which has opened yesterday, and soon it will be online. In the kitchen, you have a place for 10 to 12 students and everything you need to learn how to cook. We teach a different approach to cooking, different philosophy. I mean, we expect that if you come from Thailand, Alaska, or France, then you go back and you do your own kitchen, your own local kitchen, 0 kilometers better because of what you learned here. So we teach the respect of who you get the product to, the respect of the product itself, respect of the local local products, and that's the way we approach the culinary programs. But they will be explained by our teacher and professor further on. We just want to make sure that you see beforehand where your classroom is gonna be.
Okay, hope you liked having a glimpse into Scholar universe. We think it helps, to make a first step into this creative ecosystem and school. So I guess we can head on to the ceramic crafts course presentation, so the first of the day. Okay, so just a few technical details before letting the teachers and maestros speak. So the ceramic crafts course is 12 or 20 weeks long. The full program is 20 weeks long, but there's also an opportunity to attend the 12-week course, also for visa struggles, in case you didn't get to have the longer visa. This year the course is going to start on August 31st, and it's for the 20 weeks course, it's going to run until January 29th. The schedule is Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. till 1 p.m. Then you've got your lunch break, and then it goes from 2 p.m. till 5 p.m. So there's no experience required, but the teachers will tell you a bit more later. So I'll just say that Lapo is going to be your maestro, the coordinator, and he's going to present yourself. And then also Caterina is going to present herself. She's also a professional pottery and ceramic artist. So I'll just let them present themselves. So I'm sure they know way more than I do.
Hi, let me introduce myself. I'm Lapo Giusti, as you see here, and I'm 29 years old. And I grew up inside the wall of my favorite family's workshop, a studio with 45 years of history here in Florence. I spent my childhood breathing the air of the workshop, but it was only after my studies in chemistry that I truly began to understand the material and to master the craft. My specialties are both the wheel throwing and the advanced glaze and crystalline finish. When you work with me, you won't just mixing color or shaping clay, you will learn the chemistry of the earth that you are holding, and you can become a creator who is in control of your material. And then we have Kate.
Hello, everyone. I hope you can hear me. I am in class at the moment. I hope, I think my students are listening to a bit of music. I hope that's not disturbing you. So I present myself. I'm Caterina Monasta. I grew up here in Florence, but I'm half Scottish. And I have more than 18 years of background in art in general. I have done sculpture, printmaking, etching, and I got a degree, bachelor in art, contemporary art practice. And I started actually doing more functional pottery further on. So while working, I am specialized also in high fire glazes and wheel throwing. But when you work with me, we will be focusing a lot also on why we create the things we create and trying to have a stronger focus on the creative aspects of the pieces you're going to create. So we can move on to the next. No, I think there's Lapo, sorry.
Hi, between me and Kathy and other teachers, you are receiving a master artisan mentorship every single day. So in the classroom, in an intimate student group, so we can help you better, as you are a few per people, to grow up in this work.
Yeah, the life in class can be very exciting and intense. We do focus a lot on the idea of learning by doing. So there is going to be also theory classes, but most of the course is 6 hours a day, Monday to Friday, where we will be constantly creating objects. And we do say that it's you do not have to have any experience. We do start from basics, and we go through all the wheel throwing, hand building techniques from slab, pinching, coiling, and we do start with more basic projects. So on the wheel, we will start with cylinders, creating mugs, but throughout the 12 weeks, the initial 12-week program, we continue to develop even more till we will have also bigger projects like slab lamps, and objects thrown in the wheel in 2 parts. So to maybe explain a bit better the difference between the 12-week and the 20-week, during the 12 weeks, we mainly focus on the learning part through, like we said, all the techniques and learning more how glazing works and the chemistry behind glazing. Whereas once we finish, the remaining time of the 20 weeks is where you can really develop your personal project, your personal brand, and your creative inspiration, and create your own pieces.
Okay, very good. If we can go back one moment in the lab. Yeah, so I can present what we have in the lab. Our physical studio is equipped with professional tools and dedicated space for every single work that we have. So we provide to the students professional pottery wheel, and individual hand building workstation where you can work and develop your works. We have, as shown in the video, an electric kiln that is used both for the bisque, so for the first firing, then for the glaze, the second firing at high fire, 1300 degrees. We provide you also a full set of ceramic tools and professional materials, including low fire clay, stoneware, porcelain, and a long specific glaze formulated for each clay body that we use. So, as Kathe said, we have 2 modules of the course. The first is the module 1. The foundation of ceramic, where that Kathe talk about and talk about better.
Yeah, sorry.
So, in the advanced module, for those who stayed 20 weeks, so the full module, we move on the advanced module. So an intense 8-week phase where we focus on the learning exercise to develop your artistic signature. So the first 12 weeks are more to learn the basic and the foundation of the techniques. In the 8 weeks after the 12, and so in the second module, you will have the experience to bring that techniques into your personal work, so your personal artistic signature. In fact, we will go in your own capsule collection. Everything is built toward this massive goal, creating your own custom collection. So it's not just a final project, it will be a professional body of work. So you will experience a complete production of cycle. So from prototyping, testing, and physically making and finishing.
Thank you, Lapo and Karina. I don't know if you said everything you had to say, and if there's any questions from you guys, you can open the microphone, or you can also text it in the chat, as you please. So here we have both Katerina and Lapo that would be glad to answer all of your out of your questions. Okay, you can also write it in the chat. Also, any technical question that maybe that could be interesting to dive more into.
Yeah. Everything you want to ask about the program of the projects that we will do.
Yeah.
Everything.
What are you working at the moment currently? Since Caterina is currently in the lesson, she's not teaching at this moment, but she's in the ceramic crafts classroom. What are you doing at the moment? What are the
So we're obviously past the 12 weeks or into their development of the capsule projects. And for example, one of our students is working on, she's very inspired by her culture and the village where she comes from. And she's developing a series of almost mixed media. So she's creating bowls on the wheel that then she will continue with fabric. She's going to be creating objects where instead of just ceramic handles, there's going to be wooden handles. So the idea of also collecting other materials and integrating them into ceramics. And yeah, it's a very exciting part, I think, because everything you've learned, now you can actually do what you feel suits your own inspiration and creative path.
Yeah, also adding your own own inspirations and your values, and also you said that she's implementing fabric, so yeah, she's working with different types of matter, and that's what we really like, we really value, being able to move from one discipline to the other and maybe mixing everything together if you feel confident in doing so, and if it helps you reach the a creative outcome that maybe allows you to say even more than what you'd be able to do with one, or maybe only with clay, or only with fabric, with leather.
And just to add, even if there is a bit of uncomfortability in doing that, the reason why we're there is to support. So anything you want to create, we will be there to support you in creating it.
Thank you for specifying, Caterina. As we said, failures is part of the process. We said it at least twice already, and the maestros and the teachers are really there to help you navigate also the hard choices and knowing how to make things work in the end, even when maybe functionality and aesthetics we don't really work well together. Any question, guys? Feel free to open your microphone or to write them in the chat as you please. Any questions? Otherwise, we can leave Caterina to her lesson. So
maybe I'll add just a small thing that I really value. For me, there is no such thing as failure. It's just an opportunity to improve and do better.
Especially when when you open the kiln, everything is broken. You really learn a lot from that, don't you?
We hope not.
No, fingers crossed, obviously, that won't happen. But I mean,
yes.
It has to happen. If you're learning, it has to happen. So in order for you to learn how to not to make it happen.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Then we'll head on to the perfume making course, I'd say. Thank you. So sorry, maybe there is a question that I didn't, sorry.
Oh.
Sorry, my bad. There's a question you didn't see. So which kind of techniques do we use for the final project, and usually what kind of objects do the students make? Yeah.
Usually technique for the final project, you can use all the technique that we did. So in the course, during the course, all the technique that you like, or if you find some technique that is not maybe full in the course, but we can try to see what we can do with that type of technique or decoration, also if it's different from what we did. And what type of object the student realize, all the type. We went from lamps, wall lamps, standing lamps, to decoration vases, decoration wall pieces, functional pieces. A lot of students did a lot of functional dinner set or everything. more or less we space on everything is fully based on what you want from your creativity.
Okay, thank you very much, Lapo. Thank you,
You're
Lapo.
welcome.
And bye, Caterina. Maybe Lapo can stay
Now I will stay here
to the end.
if we have
Thank you,
more
Caterina.
questions.
I'll just
Bye.
move forward with the perfume making course. I'll just give you a bit of an overview, a technical overview on the course before heading to the presentation with Lucia. So the perfume making course is 10 weeks long, and for this year it's going to start in September 21st. The schedule is Monday to Friday, and there's no prior experience required. So don't be afraid. As we said before about failure, don't be afraid of not being able to do stuff, because that's why you're going to be here for. So your guide today is going to be Lucia, and I think she's already here, so she can present herself.
Ciao.
Thank
Hello, everyone. It's super nice to be here, and it's another honor to present you the perfume making course. I'm Lucia Trentini, and I'm a project manager and a brand identity developer. And I already been one of the mentor of the perfume making course last year. And it's been a beautiful journey through the world of perfume. And yeah, today I'm gonna present you the course that is a full journey. So starting from the plant, for all the botanical aspect, arriving to the fragrance, to the concept and the brand identity. So is a full journey in the perfume making and in the perfume identity, and how a perfume can express a full universe. So it will be with different mentors. For example, with me, you will develop better the part of the brand identity and design concept, but you will start with the other mentor that will focus on the raw material, the plants, and how to the extraction technique with, for example, Mattia, my colleague, that will guide you into the full process. So during the course, you will follow each step of the perfume world with a very strong focus on the natural aspect. It's very important for us that this course is in Florence, because Florence is always been one of the most important center for the perfume. We have a strong tradition that starts during the medieval time with the monks that developed the most refined technique of extraction, going to the Medici family with Caterina de' Medici, which was one of the women that made the perfume popular around all Europe, till now, where the perfume is still very strong and present in our city. There are many independent reality that are based in Florence. So I always say that to discover the perfume world, Florence is the city, because you have a very strong historical background, but at the same time, also the nature around the city is full of opportunities of different plants, different spaces. So I think it's the best way to discover the perfume world. As I mentioned before, with Mattia, a mentor, you will discover all in depth all the natural words. So you will start from the aromatic plants, the medical plants, how to harvest them. So the right moment during the year, and also a practical part where you will actually put your hands in nature. And then you will have many visits in the city, like botanical gardens where you can enter in contact with the raw materials. And then you will discover the different technique of distillation, from tinctures to maceration to different tools that help to the extraction process. Then a very strong focus will be also on olfactory training. So how to the perfume theory, how to divide the perfume in olfactory family, how to the classification of the raw materials, and then the olfactory pyramid. So we will learn together how to build a fragrance with a strong effect, so with top, heart, and base notes, and how the different material work together through accord and contrast. Of course, this will be at the beginning theoretical, because the perfume world, you have to study that, but then of course you need to practice. So we will combine both the aspect, the theory and a strong practical. As I said before, Florence is the place, and we will focus, we will have some lesson dedicated to the history of Florence and why is linked to perfume, with different trips also in the Florentine museums, in order to go very in depth on the Florentine tradition. And then this part of design and branded identity is very important, because of course perfume is an intangible word, but then you have to build a brand and a concept around it. So we together, and this is basically with me and Ilaria, you will go, you will discover how to transform an idea into a product. So we will study together what we want to express. And so we will start with brainstorming, with mood boards, through storytelling, marketing, positioning, benchmarks. So how the idea will go into the market. And after this third part of analysis, of course, we'll start to build your own project and your own perfume, to build your final project, which is the most exciting part of the course. Basically, each of you will build the brand and the perfume linked to the brand.
Yeah.
And as I said, at the end of the course, each of you will create two different collection. One fine fragrance collection, we will work with molecular and essential oils mixed together, and then one full botanical collection that it will be just essential oil extract by you, and you will discover your natural collection. So at the end of the course, you will have an idea of two different worlds, like the artistic perfumery and the botanical perfume.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Lucia. Thank you for broad overview on the course. Guys, feel free to open your microphone if you've got any questions for Lucia, or anything logistics related, or anything you'd like to ask us, or you can also write it in the chat. So
yeah, feel free to ask me everything, and I'm here and super happy to share with you any answer you have.
Yeah, just in the meantime, while maybe everyone thinks about what they would like to ask you, is there any, I don't know, specific project you remember from, or anything that you really liked, any project from the past students that you liked, or maybe what they worked on? As you said, perfumery is very intangible, so sometimes it's hard to turn it into something real. I don't know if you found any, if the students that you mentored found any challenges in this, how to translate what they felt, a sensation, into something real, into a perfume. So I don't know if there's anything from the past, remember, or any challenge.
Last year, it's been a great experience also for me, because the class was very motivated and very curious about the perfume brand, and it was incredible to see how each person working on it, develop a completely different world, and how the perfume world they developed was like linked to their personality. So for me, it was very interesting to know the student, to go in depth on the desire and why they were attending the course, or what they wanted to achieve, and together, one by one, we build their own universe that was linked to their personality. So at the end of the course, every project had a completely different soul and a completely different identity. So it's been very nice to see how the same brief of the final project then was interpreted by each of them. So it's been a real journey for all of us. And all the projects were very original and with a lot of personality. So I'm curious to see next season what's going on.
You really saw the students growing and being able to really take out something tangible. And I'm sure that anyone has its own personal world, and it's always hard. It's always a challenge to let it out.
It's a challenge, but it's the most satisfying part at the end, to see everyone that find their voice and their soul in the project and in the product they develop.
So we've got one question. So are there going to be field trips in Florence? So what kind of field trips have we done in the past, for example?
Okay, no spoiler for the next season, because all the details will be like refined during the next month. But I can say what happened during the last season. So there've been different trips in Florence. For example, they went to Officina Santa Maria Novella, which is one of the most antique perfume and botanical reality in Florence, that together with an art historian she is focused on the perfume history. They had a trip in the Uffizi Gallery, discovering the perfume world into the painting at the Uffizi Gallery. Then they went to the Botanical Garden of Florence, which is one of the most important in Italy, that is developed on the concept of orto dei semplici, so the aromatic plants that the monk used to use during the antique tradition. So then a collaboration with they had a collaboration with a perfume brand in Florence that is called Profumoir, and they built part of the project in their olfactory library. So last course has been like very linked to the city and with different activities. So as I said before, one of the main purpose is to let you understand why the perfume is so important in Florence, and also to let you enter into the culture, Italian culture and the Florentine culture. So we will be very dynamic.
Thank you very much, Lucia. So one last question, if you got any other, feel free to type that in. So are there any prerequisites required to enroll with the perfume course? So there are no prerequisites, like no, you don't have to have any experience. The only thing we ask for, but that's really important, that we really value, is a motivation letter. So we're going to be asked that one because we really want to see your passion, you're committed. So doesn't matter if you haven't blended or haven't done any perfume in the past, but we really want to see that you want to be here, that you already had your mind wrapped around it, and that you're going to be working with Lucia and all your mentors, and you're going to be putting all of your skills, all of your creativity and everything at work. So that's the only prerequisite, but no prior experience required. So if there isn't any other question, I'd say bye to Lucia, if you want to stay for later on, in case there's any question. then I just move forward with the culinary art course, of course. Okay. Thank you, Lucia. In the meantime,
Thank you so much, and I hope to see you in Florence and to meet you.
yeah,
Ciao,
grazie.
Desideria, thank you for the help and the introduction.
Certo, grazie a te. Thank you.
Ciao.
Okay, so then we head on to the Culinary Academy, so culinary arts and design thinking. So a few, technical details. The Culinary Academy lasts 12 weeks. For this year, it's going to start in September 9th. There's 2 intakes in 1 year. So there's one in September. There's also another one in March. The schedule is Monday to Friday. And Ilaria is going to tell us a bit more. She's the mentor of the Culinary Academy course, and I think she can tell us a bit more about what she's done and about all the different things she's done in the past. So thank you.
Thank you, Desideria, and good afternoon. I'm Ilaria Legato. I'm a brand designer consultant, and I will be your mentor. Why? Because I am a food designer. I usually work close to the chef, to entrepreneur coming from the food business, helping them to improve, to empower their own personal branding and developing format, restaurant format, food format. I'm an author of 2 books that will be also a method that I will use for you during all the process of the masters, because the focus and the core of our course will be, yes, of course, understand how develop culinary practice, but first of all, how to use the creative thinking. So the 3 topics that we will make together will be, for the first moment, culinary practice. So learn traditional and innovative techniques, hands-on cooking. And this is the first part of our program. But it's very important to understand not only how to cook, but how to transform inspiring insight into a dish that is not only good to eat, but a dish that got a message. Nowadays, people comes in our restaurant not only to eat well, but to live an experience and to eat also message. So this is why design thinking is a very important part of our training program together. What design thinking means to be able to create a concept, to take your inspiration and to transform inspiration into a concept that can be transformed into a food product. So we will learn together the design thinking process, the food design training process, and how to give to your final menu a strong identity. Nowadays, it's important to have a good product, but first of all, to create a strong storytelling, a strong narrative, and to create magic. So brand identity can help you to understand how to transform your dish in something that will be memorable. For sure, starting from the culinary practice, you will learn Italian, Tuscan culinary heritage and techniques. You will learn how to prepare pasta, bread, sauce, fish, meat, dessert. So how to decline a complete menu, but also wine testing, because to be able to choose also a wine with your dishes, and so to learn something more about food wine pairing is another important element in our training program, but also menu design. Why is so important to create a strong menu, building a personal signature menu. Also vegetarian, vegan, gluten-free, all the needs of the contemporary clients. But we will learn to create something that it will be tasty too, not only healthy. Design thinking concept, we were speaking about this before. So how to create a concept, how to create a storytelling with vision, with values. So how to be able to go through the food design thinking process, learning how to apply the synesthetic approach into a dish, not only aesthetic, not only taste, but meaning. Visual branding, logo, identity, because at the end of the master, of the course, we are going to create your personal restaurant branding. So we are going to learn also how to apply the visual identity, the visual communication. Obviously, you will not a graphic designer, but you must learn how to speak with a graphic designer in order to create your personal logo. Brand positioning, and how to launch, so all the press and PR communication plan in order to launch your personal food business, food project. But it's very important for us that at the end of these weeks together, you are able to understand who you are, what would you like to be in this field. So there is a very intensive module dedicated to the self-expression and storytelling. So one of the first things that we are going to do together is to understand your personal branding, who you are, what are your point of strength, your point of weakness, what kind of professional figure you want to be in this food and restaurant field. So you will learn personal branding, how you communicate your strength, public speaking, because that is very important for a chef to be able to speak about the menu, the personality, the brand identity, and the personal signature that you want to communicate in your menu. At the end of this path together, we will work on our final project. The final project consists in a food brand concept. So you will have the occasion during these moments together to create and to improve your idea, your restaurant idea, your food idea, or your personal food business. For instance, if you want to become a personal chef, you want to open your personal catering company or banqueting company, or if you want to develop a little location that will be your little restaurant or a format, we will help you to develop all the steps that you need in order to arrive to have your brand identity, restaurant brand identity idea. But not only restaurant, but also a complete menu. You will be able, thanks to Vieri Simoni, that is our master, our super chef here in the school, you will be able to develop the final menu, thanks to all the inspiration that our Florence can give you, because we are, the school is in a very interesting neighbor. We are close to Santo Spirito, Porta Romana. We are in the real center of Florence, and so you will be able to discover a lot of restaurant, a lot of food shop, and thanks to our field trips, we will discover the most important markets in which you are able to find some specific ingredients that you will be able to use in your final project. So I'm very excited to have the occasion to work with you, and consider that is not only a culinary course, but is a way in which you can discover yourself and you discover your future job in this food, fantastic food world.
Thank you, Laria. Grazie. Thank you for this point of view. Guys, if you've got any questions, feel free to write them in the chat or to open your microphones. I'm sure Laria would be glad to answer all of your doubts, questions. So maybe in the meantime, I've got a question for you, Laria. What was one of the challenges, or the main one, that you found that the students had to deal with when it comes to, turning who you are, who you want to be, something a bit more tangible in terms of visual, in terms of storytelling?
Thank you, Desideria, for this question. What is difficult to work around yourself, personal branding is one of the most difficult things to do, because you have to put in discussion a lot of prejudice that you have about yourself. So sometimes there are some students that believe to be yet the big, the huge chef, and sometimes they discover that they have to learn a lot. So what we do usually is a little by little to discover the skills and the talent in each one of you. So with a lot of respect, but the professor that usually we use in this training are professional. So you will have the occasion in this empower methodology and empower module to work with Valeria Russo, that is a very well-known professional here in Tuscany, that work with public speaking, empowering. So for sure you will have the occasion to work with a real mentor, with a real coach, and so I think that is a very good opportunity for each one.
Yeah, so it's not only about learning how to cook, but it's really about it, because many of our students are young, very young. So maybe it's a really nice opportunity to get to know yourselves. And it's always a nice experience. Maybe also moving from, we're an international school, so many people come from different parts of the world. So moving in Italy and diving deep into, discovering who you are, not only learning the techniques, but also realizing who you are and who you want to be in the food world, especially, but also in life, because as you said, you're going to be dealing with all the prejudices and all the what you think you are, but maybe you're going to discover hidden talents that you have. Okay, we've got a question. So if possible, can you tell something more about the final project?
Yeah.
So how is it developed?
Yeah, usually I like to help each students to develop his own personal project. So is not something that I declare. So I say we have to do. All the students must create a vegetarian restaurant, for instance. No, I really like little by little, because we will have the occasion to work face to face every day. I like to ask you, what's your dream? For instance, for last year, someone developed a personal brand because two ladies decided to create their own catering, so as a personal chef. So I helped them to develop the brand identity, the logo, the narrative storytelling, the content, to define what kind of menu they can propose, to define the target, what kind of clients they can choose, and they can develop for this kind of business. So usually depending by you, by your idea, your dream. Could be also a restaurant, or for instance, last year there was also a very interesting idea of a speakeasy. So we developed together the logo, the brand identity, the content that you will use for the website, and also the menu with a cocktail pairing. So what kind of colors in the interior design we can use. What is interesting and what I love to do is to help to create different final projects depending by the dream and the desires of each students. But what is very interesting to see is that at the end there are real projects that you can present to a potential financial partner, or with this project you can develop a website and starting to work.
Yeah, you'd be potentially ready to start your own business, and whatever that means, because as Ilaria said, you'll be the one deciding what you would like to develop. But like this year, that's what the course that has just started. There's a student who would like to open a food truck, so that's also another possibility. There's plenty of possibility. So the mentors are there to support you and guide you. And since classes are very small, it's usually up to 8-10 participants per intake. So you're really able to develop a one-to-one didactic relationship with the mentors and teachers. So they really follow your journey and they really guide you. And yeah, you still have, it's a safe space also to make mistakes and to also learn who you are, and maybe try in all of this discovery, try to make like sort of to define how you would like to position yourself in the food world or hospitality world. So that's very nice.
What I like to add, Desideria, is that you have to use this course as a mentorship training. Usually you have to pay a mentor when you have to develop a business. In this case, you have 3 things in one shot. So design thinking and food design methodology that help you to use your creativity. Culinary course, so you understand, you put your hand in the path, so you will learn the recipe, how to use ingredients, the heritage, the Italian Tuscany heritage, and so on. And you will have the occasion to develop a personal food project. So developing your personal skills, your soft skills, and your talent with Empower model.
Yeah.
And so could be a good occasion for you.
Yeah.
Especially if you don't know, something, I like to cook, but I don't know if I'm able. What is interesting is that you can be completely beginner.
Yeah.
And this is, and little by little during these weeks together, discovering yourself, discovering if you really like this world.
Yeah, it's a tough world. We know that, right? It's very tough. But if you find your place, if you find what you would like to do and who you'd like to be, that's definitely a nice way to nice way to live, turning your values into a dish and being a place where people can come to and feel at home. That's a nice way. So any questions? Any questions also regarding the ceramic crafts course or the perfume making course and the Culinary Academy? Feel free to type them in the chat. Otherwise, you can also email us at info@schola.academy for any questions, anything regarding logistics, accommodation, visa, or also regarding, of course, the courses. In case there were any very specific question, we're going to forward them to the coordinators of the course, so they can give you a clearer answer. Okay, then if we're good, I thank everybody for coming, for joining this open day, and we hope it helped you have a clearer overview on what our course is offered and what Schola is, since it's very unique. And it's an ecosystem, so we really want to see you grow. And even when you get out of here, we really like to keep the contact alive with the alumni that we have, and really see what they're doing. Like as Ilaria said, there's 2 girls that have their own private caterings. So really want to see them growing and see what they're up to. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for everyone. Thank you to everyone. Thank you to the mentors. Thank you for everyone who joined. And we'll see you in September. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Thank you.